Call ourselves to order. It's 7:01, meeting of the West Newbury Board of Selectmen. This meeting is being broadcast on local cable TV and re-recorded for rebroadcast on the local cable channels and on the internet. A few announcements. Townwide Earth Day weekend, there will be a townwide cleanup on April 21st and 22nd. Cleanup bags will be available. Hope all will help.
At the Food Mart and what else?
Food Mart, the library, I thought. What do we do with the Food Mart?
In here or?
In here?
I just thought of the library, but I'm not in the library.
You didn't do one last year.
No, we didn't do it, but usually the Food Mart and
The Food Mart.
Who's
Barbara Hack.
putting it all together? The writer?
Yes.
The Food Mart.
April 10th will be the last day to register to vote for the town election. The town clerk's office will be open until 8 p.m. on that day. Finally, mooring and dock fees have been, the bills have been sent out, and we hope people will take a look at those and promptly pay their fees. I'd ask that we take things out of order because Mr. Swallow is here right now. We'll get him done first.
I would move that, Mr. Chairman.
Okay? Okay. Afternoon, Steve.
Thank you.
Is
your mic on?
No. It's not.
Thank you.
Thank you. When you sit down and grab the mic, you got to turn it on. I turned it on just to check for batteries, but I turned it back off.
Mary, am I on?
Yep.
Yeah, Mary asked me to be here tonight.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I think one question you had, and maybe you don't, so, because I've been kind of on the edges of this, was the payment cycle. Like, if you submit something, like how long does it take to go through a process to get paid till an actual check is spit out? Was that one question you had?
No, I think
No?
I have that.
You're good with that? Okay. That may have been a while ago.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Steve, one question I had, which we got cleared up, but one of the reasons I initially put a question mark about the invoice was accounts that the town has that are so-called revolving accounts where money can be accepted as well as money being spent out. Most of the accounts are not that way, and the town accountant had to make sure that the Bicentennial Committee's account would be able to accept the reimbursement when people bought tickets, because otherwise it would go into the
General fund.
It would go into the general fund, and we'd never be able to track whether anyone.
I thought it could not.
No, she checked. The Bicentennial Committee can receive money, so that's.
Oh.
But we didn't know that. We had to check.
It's a special revolving fund. It's the same thing as, you know, the
Okay.
Park and Recs and all
All right,
that.
well, I
So-
didn't know that. That was a surprise. to me.
So we had to find that out.
That's good news.
Yeah, that's good news.
Sounds good.
So that was one reason I was like, well, we'll never know if we're paid anything, because it will just come into the town and it'd be lost in the big giant checking account, and that's not the case.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you asked that. I would have asked the same question had I known.
Thank you. I ended up paying for the tickets myself because we would have lost them. And I made the decision to go ahead and just buy them. Personally, I will be at Fenway Park for the opening game. I'll be Jennifer Davidson there. One of the things of the many things that the Bicentennial Committee has planned is the excursion to Fenway Park. It's only a very small one. And I'd like to say to the selectmen, who I have the greatest regard for, but I can sometimes get excited, that my wife and I are co-chairs of this committee, and we're looking for some support for what we were asked in charge for. We felt we were charged to have an outstanding party for the town of West Newbury for their 200th anniversary. And I have, come September 7th, when we have this preliminary excursion, we'll only be 5 months away. 5 months, that's not very long, until we have 2 large parties on February 23rd. And for those that are trying to understand that this committee is totally committed to keep the costs down to the absolute minimum and still meet our charge. The charge on February 23rd is the actual birthday of this town, this great town that I've lived in for 45 years. And I have it planned. I can't say it will work. I can't put on a spreadsheet and present it to you that we have people who will contribute, that I can go to the bank of payroll or vice versa and say that they're going to put so much money into this. I know they will, but I can't put it on a spreadsheet. So, just for example, September 7th, I have a large, 35 people going to Fenway Park, a bus, tickets, and will cost the town nothing. Okay? Maybe I'll have 6 posters printed and not include that in the price. Not include that in the price of the excursion, or I can include it. Okay? Then we come to February 23rd. I have a black tie affair planned. If I get 200 people, and I hate saying it's a bicentennial committee. If I get 200 people, we break even, and I'm sure, as I can be without telling you, I will work myself to get 250 people and a few sponsors and pay for the second party with a DJ, a really good party at the high school gymnasium. So the whole 2 parties could cost the town nothing, though.
That's good.
But let's get,
That's
good.
Yeah.
I want to get on subject here. We agree with you. And I
We're
support you,
on board,
but this is
Steve.
about
Yeah.
the, we're on board with
We're
that.
talking about the Red Sox.
Let's talk about the Red Sox.
Yeah.
anything you want.
That's what we're here for tonight, so we can
Yeah,
just keep
just,
going. And you can go
we don't
home.
want to drag you through
So I think that,
any longer
the thing
either.
was that,
You answered my question, because my question was, were you going to sell or charge whoever's going to go the cost to recover the tickets and the bus, and you just said you were, so I'm fine. Based on that, I'm fine.
I thought that this was discussed previously.
yeah, but it's good that we
I
just,
was in Guatemala while it was
but it's all cleared up. So people, when is the test run going to be?
September 7th. The world champion Houston Astros versus the Boston Red Sox.
No, that's the test run? I thought
That's the test run, 2018. I will be the first one to know, because Jennifer Davidson is going to show me first of everybody in Massachusetts
Yeah, I read
what
this.
the next schedule is going to be.
And then you
I
can
want
pick
to
that
bring
date.
it to you and get it approved by you. But I want some leeway to be able to plan and execute these things without coming home from abroad and finding out everything was held up.
Got it. So this is September 7th. They're going to do it.
It's Friday night, September 7th, 2018. There'll be a bus right back there that holds 28 people.
Okay, so do we need to do anything, or are we all set?
Well, I would say that, just so we know, we make a motion to approve this invoice because we have the invoice.
But we don't want to pay it now because I already paid it.
So you
But-
would have
but-
to make one up to be.
You don't want to get reimbursed?
You want to get reimbursed.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well-
think it makes more sense to get reimbursed, and as I collect the money, because Fenway Park has a brand new system where when you request a ticket, I can email it to you, and you can.
Okay.
pay.
Okay.
So let's make a motion to approve the reimbursement of the tickets to Mr. Swallow. And so then he can put something together, and it can go through the system.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Have a good night.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, thanks for coming. Are the Newburyport Mothers people coming in? Mary?
No, they're
Mary
not.
thought they were unable to.
Okay, that's fine.
So
I'm not asking if
Yeah.
for them, I just want to get this moving.
can we have a discussion or?
Sure, let's do it.
So I read the request. I'm fine with the request. I have one question. I don't believe there are any signs that they've requested that exceed any of the bylaw requirements as far as what I saw. So given that, I'm fine
I
with
saw
what they
something
asked.
that was like 12 by 18. I
Well, there
thought.
was the banners,
Do they approve? It's, what is it, 32 square feet, I think?
3 by 6, it says, 3 feet by 6 feet.
3 by 6. That would be 3 times
That would
6.
be 18 feet,
That's
square
under
feet.
32.
And so they're going to be, the banners are going to be, well, there is one, no, you're right, one 4 by
This
8
morning or
banner.
last Friday?
4 by 8 is
4 by 8 is 32 square feet.
It
so-
exceeds.
Okay, so that's going to be on the left front door of the annex. A 3 by 6 banner on the base of the hill down here, the day of the weekend of the sale. Okay,
Oh, they have 24 by 18 lawn signs. If
that would be in inches, I would
That's
hope.
inches.
24 feet by 18 feet
No,
would
that's
be,
24
that
by
would be
18.
a billboard.
Those are the like the,
Yeah,
those are the ones that have
those
the
are
little
small.
stands,
Yeah.
like the political stuff.
Okay, so I'm fine with all these. I move to approve the sign request.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, with the caveat that they have to be taken down?
The motion is per as outlined in the letter from Stephanie
Yeah,
Cisco.
not,
March.
they
30th.
cannot stay up longer. Okay.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Could you just clarify what the sale is about? I'm not seeing it.
I'll give it to you.
It is a spring and summer consignment
sale,
clothing
toys, and gifts
sale,
for kids.
toy, gears, and clothing for kids and babies.
They've done it in the past. It's actually pretty big.
I'll do it, I'll give it to you before.
Okay, next item, storm cleanup. Mr. Kemper. Sorry. Just trying to move it along.
Yeah, okay, the next item is a discussion of, and a plan for what we want to do with cleaning up the large brush along the side of the roads and people's driveways and so forth.
Mr. Chairman, can Mr. Bill come up?
Yes,
So, I thought it might be a good thing, because this is an extraordinary year on Limsdown, as we all know, because we're out of power for all those times. That the town helps the citizens, taxpayers, on trying to facilitate some of this brush that's in their yards. Not trees, in, spring cleanup as in cutting down trees and putting them out, just to be able to try to help them, because we just have a massive amount.
So what you're saying is you're talking about cleanup from the storm, not somebody going through and then cleaning up their yard separate from the storm brush.
Correct.
exactly.
Okay.
Just to, in something maybe that we can go around town collecting it and having something up at Pipe Stay for an extended period of time so people could bring it up there.
So the cleanup is a kind of shorter, finite, and more immediate period, where pipe stave would be if somebody misses that window
Correct. So now we just have to talk to logistics and the planning of it.
and the cost.
I would certainly be, let's talk about having a dumpster or two up at Pipe Stay. So how long do we want to do that?
Month.
Well, yeah, that would be extended, not necessarily a dumpster, but they put it in the back of, there's no
Okay,
dumpster.
not a
They put it in
dumpster,
the-
okay.
The brush pile, if it's too much to burn, too late, we'll have to come in cheaper, or
Okay.
we'll leave it there till next one and burn it.
Okay.
I would do at least a month. Because you have.
Well, let's do the cleanup time.
Only
first.
weekends,
Let's
you know what I
just
mean?
do this, yeah, let's just do the street cleanup first, get the timing of that, and then from that, decide the pipe stave thing.
Well, you can open the pipe stays up from now until.
Yeah, but
Memorial Day.
the end date would be, so let's, the street cleanup, do you have an idea on what the timing potentially would be? Like how quickly could they start it, or?
Probably start next week.
Okay. So do we want to say the
Well, hold
town?
on, so you've driven around town, and you see the extent damage and so forth and so on, that the townspeople have and the town has, because there's a lot in the public way. So what would your recommendation be on how long it would be?
From what I was saying, I would guesstimate it's gonna take 2 full crews, a good 2 full weeks to clean.
One being the town crew, and then one being a contractor?
No, 2 of them being contract.
Two contractor crews, I'm sorry.
I have to send people with them to help.
Two-
And I only have 3 highway guys, so I can't have a crew to do both at the same.
I'm sorry, you said 2 contractor crews for how long?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
So, when you say you're gonna hire a contracted crew, and then we're gonna send our guys with them? Is that what you just said?
They'll bring them around to little brushes.
To give them direction on what to do and what
So
not
they're
to
just
do.
gonna bring them around and stand there and watch them, or are they gonna, they're gonna do it?
No, they'll help too, watch out for traffic, unless we wanna pay details. Work with them.
A lot of it is on this, right on the road.
It's all in
Yeah, I know, but every time I
Working
see,
in the right of way, you know, the whole time, you can have somebody
Yeah.
there. So, you know, that,
So, okay, so we're going to say the week of the 9th and the week of the 16th? Next 2 weeks? Or is that too soon?
probably too soon for most people.
most people as
Most
in
peop-
whom?
We're working on our own, we'll be doing some up until whenever we have.
Most people, they have them out already. I mean, I keep driving up a particular street and the piles grow every time I go
The
down.
piles are getting
Next
bigger.
week and the week after.
I say sooner the better.
Yeah. That's why I was asking if you can start the 9th.
We're gonna do it for a 2-week period, anything after that, they gotta bring it up there.
Okay, well,
That's-
we want to
that's
just,
Or they
what
can
I
bring
thi-
it up
we want to
later.
say
Or
what,
earlier,
we
yeah.
want to say what 2-week period.
What's that?
We want to say what 2-week period, that's why I keep asking.
I would say next week.
Okay, so the 9th and the 16th.
Yeah, but I wanna talk about this a little bit, because he could start on Maple Street on Monday. But that doesn't mean he's coming back to Maple Street. I don't want a phone call.
Well, whatever streets.
In those, hold on. I don't want a phone call. We're doing it for a 2-week period. That doesn't mean we're doing it a la carte for a 2-week period, that all of a sudden Mary gets a phone call saying on Wednesday of the 2nd week going, you know, I just finally got around to it. You know, you said a 2-week period.
So it has to be out by the 8th in order to
Yes.
get picked up.
That,
Yes.
exactly.
I thought
It has to be
about
out by-
that.
It has to be out by the 9th.
Well, the 9th
The
is
8th
the
is a
start date.
Sunday, so it has to be out by,
Well, the 9th is when they're going
yeah,
to
so it
start.
has to be out by,
The 8th.
8th,
We
8th.
can take a couple passes.
but you know what I mean by that. I don't want people, but we have.
No, Glenn's right. People go,
Yeah.
well, I didn't have time. I was
If
away.
people want this done, they have to have it out. Okay, we have to be a little bit restrictive too. It's a service, but we can't be,
Yeah, have
but
it out and.
it has to be out by 6 a.m. on Monday the 9th. And for the next 2 weeks, we'll pick it up.
And pickups will
And
be
we
made.
will not go over any fences beyond any
has to
stone
be at the
walls.
road.
It has to be right by the road.
And it has to be cut properly, and it can't be just,
Cut properly stacked,
yeah.
cut end out towards the road. Butt end out towards the road.
Okay, cut end out towards the road.
Butt end,
Okay.
butt end, whatever you wanna call it, towards the road.
Anything else? Because we're gonna make.
Spread out more, so it ain't all in a-
We're gonna make out something and give it to Mary so she can put it out. So is there anything else that you want? You want cut end out, no big
Or
branches?
you want to work with Mary on the phrasing of that?
No.
And then
No,
Mary
Mary's
will,
got enough to do and he's got enough to do. Why don't we just get it done so it goes out tomorrow?
So you're gonna,
Because you're dealing with less than a week. I don't want this to end tomorrow. I want something directed to Mary by 8:15 tomorrow. It's out, rather than him with taking something with the page and this and that, and all of a sudden it doesn't get out until Thursday.
there's
Absolutely
a lot of
not.
loose ends and what's gonna be hard to control.
Like?
Like,
And,
the amount they bring out, the last day of the 2 weeks, everybody didn't get it out, so they're all putting it out then.
No, but we just.
No, we
that-
just
this is
said,
what
we
just
just
talked
said,
about. That's what we're
Gary,
trying to do.
has to be out Monday, because there's no,
Gary,
we
my
can't
point
have,
about me not you getting with Mary is, then you're gonna get with Mary to do it out, then Mary's gonna email that to us for our approval, and then we might not see it because we have to work, and then it won't get out until Wednesday. Why can't we just figure it out tonight, give Mary proper direction, and she can send it out in the morning?
Right, if we do Maple Street on the 9th, it's cleaned up, the 10th, there's more brush out there, we leave it.
Correct?
Probably.
No, 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 no,
Probably,
no,
yeah.
no.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
the brush needs to be out by 6 a.m. on the 9th. And if it's not out on the 9th, right, it's not gonna get picked up. So you're not gonna do it all on the 9th, so that everybody has to have it out. So it's like Russian roulette. You might do your street or not, but if it's out after the 9th and you've already done the street, you're not coming back. So when they phone in and say, hey, I have brush, they already did your street, you can bring it up to pipe stave until Memorial Day.
You can,
Boom.
you can,
Well, we don't want to say
Well,
that's.
he just said that.
you can brush
till-
them off.
You don't want to say till Memorial Day.
He said that.
No.
Well,
I-
He said that. I said a month, and he said, well, you can
Well,
bring it up until Memorial Day.
well-
Whatever the date is, let's just do it.
Okay, well, I talked to Paul, and, because that's under the Board of Health's control, he said, he talked about a finite period of 2 to 3 weeks. So I'd be more, I mean, based on that, I'd say April 30th.
Whatever, okay,
I mean, that's what the Board of Health said, they control it.
okay.
Okay, I wish I knew that. He'd be here tonight.
Okay.
Because I think that's ridiculous.
What do you want? We can go back and ask him.
Well, no, if that's what he wants to do, if that's how restricted
He
he
didn't,
wants to
he
be.
didn't name that date, he said 2 to 3 weeks.
Because then April 30th, somebody might not realize they didn't get it picked up until 2 weeks in. So then I think about weekends. I don't think about days. You know what I mean by that?
Well, it's
I
four-
think about days. So you only have, that means you only have really.
That's 4
People-
weekends.
No, 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 no. If somebody doesn't, everything's picked up in the first 2 weeks, right? So April 30th. So it's going to be from the 17th to the 24th. So he's going to be done on the 24th, right? It's the 9th, and then the 7th,
gonna be
then whatever
done-
that weekend is.
He's going to be
And
done
then
on the 20th.
the 20th, and that means you only have 1 weekend when you realize it didn't get picked up,
Just give them
or
the
2
three-
weeks.
Just give them the 3 weeks, if we need more time, we'll just extend it.
Glenn?
I don't know.
If we say May 30th and somebody brings it, excuse me,
don't-
April 30th, and somebody brings it on the 5th, like whatever.
I don't, but it's all locked up then. It has to be open, so they're gonna bring it, so are they gonna, so somebody's gonna be up there on Sunday? So the whole thing,
That's a
Joe-
good- that's
so
a very good
the whole
point.
thing, Joe, is that the thing, exactly.
one's gonna be
The
there
whole
any-
thing
anytime.
needs to be open. No, that's not true. On
So it's only
Saturdays-
open 4 hours on
Saturdays, it's only
Saturday.
open. So my impression was the gate was gonna be open.
I'll leave the gate open for 3 weeks.
That's what he said earlier. The gate's open so people can go back there and bring it.
That's probably
It's all
why,
cameras
no,
and everything, they can't be.
Glenn, that's probably why Paul didn't want to have it so long to prevent other kinds of
Right, and
dumping.
people go in there anyway, regardless of a
An
gate.
issue situation that you gotta give a little exception.
Yeah, and the gate has to be open, because you can't be bringing brush from the gate all the
It'll
way
take
up.
forever.
Yeah.
It'd be
Right.
easy
So just
to,
start dumping it outside the gate.
yeah.
Okay. So
Well,
we
you figure, I didn't realize you had all this stuff done. So just, I don't care. As long as we offer something to you, figure out the dates. I think of people and how many Saturdays they have.
So just storm-related limbs. out on the
Storm, that's an excellent way of saying it. Storm-related limbs, no trees, and they all have to be cut roughly between 6 and 8 feet, and the cut end
Out towards the street.
out towards the street.
So not yard waste.
Oh my God, no.
Out there. They can lug it out there.
Yeah. No. Just no. I said yard, whatever. He said storm-related limbs, no trees.
Right.
Somebody was, hauling logs.
Yeah, he'll.
They'll be a couple.
I was in Newburyport the other day, and they put the thing through a chipper. It took 3 guys to lift it,
So-
and it was only this long.
I saw it on my way here tonight. I saw someone, there was a big limb that fell on Moulton Street down by the reservoir.
So no,
broke last fall. Someone was picking the logs up today.
Yeah, the wood, most people
Yeah.
take the wood.
so no yard waste, so that means no grass, no leaves.
No, it's
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
storm-related tree limbs.
Okay.
That's a great,
Yeah.
it's actually a great way of putting it. Storm-related tree limbs. The town would like to help this one time, because it was a horrible winter.
Okay.
You got it? You want to give it to Mary?
Well, I just wrote a bunch of notes. I'd have to write it out, yes.
Okay, we'll do it at the end of the meeting.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary. You want to do the Page School thing?
Oh,
while
we'll
he's
go,
up here?
okay, so. Oh, did you have a comment?
Question, you're gonna really define the word brush. That seems to be still confusing.
We're not, it's
Storm-related.
we did define it. You're right, early on it was, it's storm-related limbs.
Tree limbs.
Limbs, tree
Tree
limbs.
limbs.
So they're like 2 inches in diameter, other than that, you're responsible for.
Not trimming your rose bushes and bringing all
I
the
understand
phones.
that. I understand that. Some of these tree limbs are, 6 inches in diameter.
Then if they can bring them out and they're cut at the 8-foot lengths, we'll do it.
If it's
Cut all
storm,
the
if
limbs
it's,
off it, then they're only 2 inches.
if it's
Yeah.
storm related,
Okay?
Yep.
as long as it's storm related.
If you can bring it out to the curb, right, and it's 8 feet in length,
Okay.
it'll go in the chipper.
All right.
Or somebody might take it for firewood.
Okay, so we received next item is the paid school. We received correspondence from the superintendent on March 30th, and
Hey,
there.
Gary, was there something you wanted to cover with us? Sorry.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt.
Well, no, it's all right. What's the thing?
We had acted on the chairman's request
Oh,
for funding for the parade. Give you that.
Sure.
yeah,
Why not?
We met this evening, Finance Committee discussed a request for additional funding for the parade. We decided unanimously to support your request and increase to $5,000, contingent on the restoration of the sunset clause to the snow and ice article at the end of fiscal year 2018. 29.
I like these guys.
18. Is it 18? Yeah.
so if let me understand. So if a snowplow person brings a bill in on July the 3rd, we have to have a article? What?
Well, snowplow contractors have until June 30th to submit their bills.
Yeah.
If it snowed materially in a couple of weeks and it won't snow for the next 3 weeks, they have plenty of time to do it, 3 months.
Gary, your comments?
I don't understand what's the issue.
They have to submit their bills in 3 months.
He wants to sunset or close the snow and ice by June 30th. You don't care? If you don't care, I don't care.
If you don't care, we don't care, yeah.
Because
It's a June 30th line item, it has to be spent by June 30th.
Well, the article is, it's an article, so
it's an article, it doesn't, an article. No, I would agree with that, definitely.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm done. Thank you.
cool, thank you.
I like your negotiating tactics too, that was cool.
The art of the deal.
Yeah, there you go. Okay?
Okay, so the correspondence from the superintendent, he had 5 bullet points that he wants to see by, and we want to get to him by Wednesday so that all can come to pass to turn over the school to the district. So the first item says we want to have confirmation that so we want to like delineate this and nail it down 100% so that this can be there Wednesday morning on his desk.
Yep.
Okay, so confirmation that the repairs to the paid school have been completed. So I would assume that means we need
That's
a sign off from
Build-
Glenn
the
Closey.
Building,
Yeah,
right?
that's all set.
Okay?
Well, they're all done?
Yeah, he's signing it Wednesday morning, he's signing the certificate.
Okay.
Plus he's signing off on the.
The permits?
penetrations. We'll have all that in.
That was
Okay?
taken care of tonight? That was taken care of today?
Okay, the second item says, areas affected by construction repairs, areas affected by construction repairs, there's no verb, that have been cleaned. So in other words, we want to know that ServPro is finished and and ServPro is doing the cleaning that we're responsible for.
Yeah, they'll be cleaning right up until Friday, well, bringing the school stuff in. Wednesday, they'll be done with our stuff.
That's what, so we need a letter
Perfect.
from you, I would say from you and ServPro.
Yeah, we'll get something from Serpro.
Okay.
Okay.
A HERA documentation, and that's the asbestos.
We have that on file right now. We just said-
With them, you mean, or with us?
with us. We got it from the company that did it. We got
And
the
they,
full report,
and that's
we'll
gonna
bring
go
it
in the
back
packet on
and-
Wednesday morning, okay?
That's done.
Item 4 is appropriate signatures from inspectional services meeting safety standards relative to occupancy, reoccupancy. So in other words, we need the building inspector, the electrical inspector, and the plumbing inspector,
The fire chief.
and the fire chief to have signed off on all of their areas of supervision. So we have building, electrical, plumbing, and fire department.
That's all set.
Okay,
So the, building, electrical, and fire can all come from
plumbing.
And plumbing.
plumbing.
Mike Dwyer's giving me all the fire stuff tomorrow morning.
Okay,
Okay,
For the, alarm system, sprinkler system,
and the penetration.
and the penetrations, that's both come from him and the building inspector. Mike's already done his, Glenn's just gonna sign, that's pretty much all done.
okay. Final question from the superintendent was testing results for hazardous materials. So
Okay, can I ask, what does that mean? That's a very
Hazardous
ambiguous,
materials would be one, we already gave them the results from Serpro when they cleaned out the building.
yeah, but that, see,
So
but that number 5 makes
So
me,
the only other
makes me
hazardous
scared.
thing is the asbestos, and the lead testing we're doing now, which will have the results in now.
Okay, can you, would it be prudent if we email him back and say, could you be specific? We just want to make sure that we have everything. Can you be specific about 5?
well, why don't we say it this way? We have testing for, we have tested for asbestos, we have tested for lead, we don't have the results yet, but
Don't
they,
have to say that, but just, you'll have.
exactly.
You'll have
You will have the
from
results
Asbestos, lead.
and mold.
And mold, and air quality too?
We already did the air quality.
I know, but
I know, but listen.
he wants to see it.
Well, listen to me.
all
I-
blo-
I don't
all
know
with
what that
this.
means, and that scares me, because it's very vague. Testing,
Well, actually, we.
so I don't want to give him everything on Wednesday, and then we say, okay, we're done, and then Thursday morning he goes, well, you didn't, part of the
What about-
hazardous
what about-
materials, you
what
didn't
about-
give me this, we can't open for another 2 weeks.
I agree with Glenn.
I just don't want that, I'm not saying that he will, I just.
It's vague.
Yes, that's vague. I don't like it vague. I want it more concrete the way we're at now. And the parents deserve it to be more specific.
Well, again, he has the results from Serpro, all the stuff we took out.
But we should copy it and send it to him again, yeah.
You got the HERA report they just did, which has the asbestos results. They got that, because it's all taken care of.
Gary, I agree with everything you're saying, but do you really want, I agree with you.
No, I,
Do you really want to just think we have everything? We might not. That's all about. If everybody feels comfortable with it, that's good, but I don't feel comfortable. I would just like to know, just, so we're not assuming what he wants, just to make sure he's good with it and we're good with it.
Want me to give him a call tomorrow morning?
I would really appreciate that.
Okay,
that'd be the quickest way to do it.
okay. I'll call him at 8 tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
So, Gary, why don't you just give us, so that all the listeners at home can hear what, so where are we?
Where are we?
With what?
Yeah,
Like I said, everybody's, Wednesday morning, everybody will be signed off.
And we're going to hand it over to the superintendent on schedule, and he's going to be able to do everything, and then our kids will be back in the school on Monday.
Everything's on schedule. They're
Is
moving.
that gonna be hand delivered, over to this packet?
I would like the, yes, I would like that, after everything's signed off, I'd like it brought to our office, and one of us or somebody brings it down to him.
And hands it to them.
Yeah, and make sure we have copies of everything before we give it to him, please. Everybody signs off on it with you, because building inspector comes in on Wednesday, it's brought to her office, it gets all put together, a cover letter, or what, not even a cover, just say, thank you, Jeff, this is everything you needed, that was in your letter, thank you very much, and they take copies of it, and then somebody will bring it down to them. Sound good?
Yeah,
Good.
And earlier the better.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it has to be before lunch, right? What time's the building inspector start?
7.
Yeah, and what time are you meeting them up there? To sign off on it?
I don't have to meet him up there at all.
Oh, perfect, oh, yeah.
I'm just waiting, I wanna make sure I get the lead thing.
Yeah, but that's coming in tomorrow, and then we're talking about Wednesday, this is Monday. I would try to do it as early as we
I
possibly
would
can.
do it as early.
In the
If
morning.
we can do it early, and then if something comes up, then we'll deal with it. I don't like to plan after lunch, I want it before lunch. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. And I want to say, you've done a lot of work with a lot of different people pulling you in all different directions. Thank you.
Hopefully you'll sleep better after this is done.
Okay,
Finalize-
plan is to look at cross the Ts, dot the Is on the warrant. I would say let's look at that first, and then if we want to, we can look at the motions.
Is
But
Gary, is the snow and ice article, is there a number for that, or what number do we want to use for snow and ice? Okay, so keep it at 100.
I think I have everything, 50-something wagon, but we're close, we're like 92 inches of drains.
Okay, so we should keep it at 100. That's fine.
Just in case you have a sanding
I had something last
today.
night.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Mr. Chairman, do you have any updates yourself?
I have some typos and things I want to change, yes.
Oh, okay, what are they?
Okay, first
What do you
off,
wanna work on
on the annual first,
Page or number?
Article 4. I believe it should say, Article 4 should say, by request of the Board of Water Commissioners.
Correct.
Oh.
Article 14, do we want to say by request of the fire chief or the Board of Fire Engineers?
Board of Fire Engineers.
I think that's better. Okay, Article 19, by request of the Board of Selectmen. On the special town meeting, I don't like going crazy with capitalization.
What number?
Article 2, emergency generator does not need to be capitalized.
That's true.
Article 3, water tank does not need to be capitalized.
Break Hill Water Tank, is that where you mean?
It is kind of an actual item, but,
Is that a title?
okay. And
Yeah.
Article,
That's the
all right,
So leave it okay?
Yes. Yeah,
all right. Article 5, snow and ice deficit doesn't need to be capitalized.
that's true.
Okay, that's mine.
Glenn, do you have any?
No, I have nothing.
I don't have any, so I'm good. I move to approve the special town meeting. I move to close and to approve the special town meeting warrant as amended.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
I move to approve I move to close and to approve the annual town meeting warrant of, for April 30th as amended.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mike, did you look at the motions? Did you help her do
I
it?
did look it up today.
You wanna go through these? We just got them tonight. Can we just do these on the next meeting or no?
I'd
Yeah.
say let's bang a few out now. We're gonna have a really busy meeting next time.
Well then, let's just do them all then.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's just do them all then.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it. We haven't.
I mean, we
just
can
got
do
'em.
them all. Can we approve them next time if we do them all? We just got them, so I'd really like a chance to review them.
So then why waste any time?
Well,
Okay?
what's,
Individually send in your comments
Yeah.
to Mary and.
right, we can do that.
Okay.
We're gonna be really crammed next meeting.
What's
What's
the next
our
meeting?
There's a lot of items on the next meeting, trust me.
Okay.
Okay, just saying.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
The item F, Riding and Driving Club, one-day liquor license. The event had to be canceled because of the lack of power that was during one of the snowstorms, so they want to just change the date, otherwise everything's the same.
Do
So
we?
moved.
Okay, I didn't see anything in the agenda, like what is it that we're approving, what day, what
Well,
time?
Mary
I
knows.
know, and
We don't
I
have
ran
any,
out of time today to prepare it. They changed it to April 21st,
at what time?
the same, 3 to 6 p.m. setup, 6 to 10 function
In the annex?
in the annex.
Okay. Yeah, that would be, whatever.
I need to prepare that on the
Use my stamp. Please. I moved it.
Excuse me?
It's been moved and seconded.
Oh,
I moved it.
discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So, one, what do you want to do with the social media policy?
What do you mean, what I wanna do?
Well, you wanted to
No,
put it,
no, no, no,
you
no.
wanted to
We
put it on
put-
this meeting, so,
Because of Mary,
okay.
remember?
Yep.
We all decided because Mary had to post things and she wasn't at the meeting.
Well, no, the posting, not for the social media policy, the posting was for the personnel policy to change the wording on that, which is separate
From this.
from approving this.
Okay.
This is a policy, the board of selectmen.
Yep. Okay, do you have any comments about it, Archie?
No, I liked the
The one that Joe made up?
yes, I do.
And you know what, it's a starting point that if we see something in 4 months from now that we want to change, it's a policy so we can change it. So I just think it's better to have
I
something.
think it's better to have something in place.
Yes.
You wanna make a motion, Joe?
I move to approve the West Newbury social media policy draft of March 5th.
Second.
It was in our March 5th
Yeah, yeah.
packet.
Yeah, okay.
Discussion. So what, you want to talk about it?
I don't. I second it. So this, by putting it in the personnel thing,
This is
No,
this is a
no.
policy.
no, okay, I understand our policy, but making reference it, tell me how we're gonna implement, how we're going, where's the teeth in this? Can you use the microphone?
That's to use our, what we expect to be with regard to use of social, anything within the town.
Mm-hmm.
Policy, not what individual employees, the standard to which they are required to use. That's the personnel policy.
that we,
Basically just is amending the computer and email policy to include social media. So all you have to do is just, change those policies.
do you post those yet?
No. I'm working on the warrants.
Okay.
So I think at this meeting, we should make,
I'm gonna
separate from this, at this meeting, we should make a motion to amend the personnel policy for both that and for the pregnant women's, yeah. Right.
I thought we already did that.
I thought we did that last time, yeah.
Yeah, we did. She was supposed to have posted. Okay, that's the one we were waiting for. Okay,
Let's do this then.
do it. You moved and it's been seconded. You made a motion, and I
did.
seconded it.
Yep. Okay.
Further discussion?
All in
All
favor?
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, this is a policy that's been enacted pursuant to your powers under special legislation.
Mhm.
And then I get to put that in as a notification.
Yep, how are we going to notify everybody?
It should be put on the selectmen's, board with your sign by law and that kind of thing too.
And-
On the website?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's not, well,
Yeah, but we just want to make sure that it,
We should have like a policy set, because that page is like growing. We should have like policies and then put all the policies in there.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we get it out and that all of our employees understand.
Are aware of it.
Are aware of it. That's my thing. So as long as we have a plan, I'm happy with it. If we don't have a plan, I want a plan.
One other, form that I saw that I thought would be useful, is they have, in another jurisdiction, they have basically it's a one-page, very simple form about what, every social media aspect in town. So and they fill it out and they give it with the board of selectmen, so that they, we know who's got a social media account that references the town, who's the contact person, and those are the people that, we have to make sure that we get a copy of that policy to them.
But that would only be town employees. That's not any.
That's only town employees.
Yeah.
But the thing is, then you have a centralized location, you can know where everyone would be.
If you could give that to us, Sue, then we could look at it.
So you're talking about like the planning board has a page, the council on aging, the
Yeah.
police department, we
So
do.
everyone, there's one form, everyone fills out, there's one place you can go to, and you can know everyone. I mean, we know about it somewhat, but I mean.
Yeah. Something could. We always miss something because it's not written
Send
down.
it out to all department heads.
Yeah.
is it elected officials, do they sign this as well?
It's just basically a form,
Why don't you print that out for us and give it to us, and then we can give direction to Mary Ann when we understand it. It's not fair if we don't understand it. We're giving direction, So give it to us, and then we can give direction.
Gary will need it for the Department of Public Works Facebook page.
Are you putting out a calendar this year?
No, he's gonna have Snapchat. This is the mailbox, and this is the mailbox 2 minutes later.
Nice. Okay,
So-
minute. Make a.
What, can I ask a question? So the personnel policy amendments, so
I don't work with Gary, I will.
we already voted that, so we don't have to do anything, it just has to get,
It has to get posted.
It has to be up for a couple
Well,
of
you don't have
weeks.
to, no. Don't listen to the video because that will take time. Just do whatever Mike tells you to do. Because then, and I'm not. There's a specific. We waited for you, and I don't understand why. Maybe we're not. There's a specific thing that we've done, and Mike gave us the guidance on it. So, and then we have to post. He'll know what to do rather than spending all that time
I'm
listening.
sure we made a motion on this, because I don't remember it.
Do what?
I was asking if he was sure we made a motion on it, because I really don't remember it.
Make the motion.
You wanna?
Make
Yeah,
the motion.
let's just do it to Clark, so I don't even know what I move to amend the personnel policy to include the to post,
Post the pregnancy fairness
act and revision to the, whatever
Sure we
that,
did, but
computer and email policy.
computer and email
Second.
policy.
discussion?
So is that social media policy?
Oh, no. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So Mary, whatever Mike has you do, just do that. Don't get it in confused with this one. It gets confusing. We kept on going over it ourselves.
I know.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the minutes dated February 20th, 24th, and March 5th.
A
Second.
second, I had,
As amended.
as amended, there was one of the votes was, my only, and we'll have to look on the original, I put a post-it on it, one of the votes was 301, so that was impossible.
Okay. So we'll fix that one as amended. Joe, I made the motion.
Okay.
Payroll,
Make a motion to accept the invoice warrants.
invoice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move
I see no stickies on the invoices.
I move to approve the payroll warrant.
Second.
Stickies.
These are, the only ones with stickies are planning board ones that
Signatures.
need to be signed off on. So, further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Follow-up meeting assignments.
You want to say, you want to abstain, Glenn, or no?
Yes, abstain.
Okay, follow-up, I'm going to call the superintendent. We're going to, after consulting with Mike, we're going to post the personnel, two items, changes to the personnel policy. We're going to sign off on the Riding and Driving Club revised liquor license.
Also on the personnel policy, also to distribute the social media policy. Mary.
Right.
However, we're gonna do that. I thought we were gonna get some type of form, but whatever. So, however, we're gonna distribute that new social media policy.
Okay, most importantly of all, we're going to make sure that all the things that are requested by the Pentucket District are to them as early as possible on Wednesday morning, even if it means giving them stuff that they've already got a second time.
Okay.
And also, if we have any feedback on motions, that we individually email to Mary.
Okay.
And so, do we want to sign the warrant now so that it doesn't get, so that it can be, we don't have to deal with that?
Oh, you mean
The
April 30th warrant?
Yes.
No, we have to have like 6 copies or something.
Yeah.
She's got the.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yeah, but he just had edits.
He had edits, it's
Well,
impossible.
that's true.
Yeah, you make the sign,
Okay, fine.
This is just the final page, signatures,
That's fine.
I'll make the edits and send it to you.
Yep.
Okay, place anything on future agenda?
Do you have anything, Glenn?
Well, the only thing about appointments, I want to get ahead on that, so if we can start talking about that, employee appointments and committee and board appointments would be good. If Mary could start on that, that would be great, and give us something who's up.
Okay.
Follow up on the future, something about a future agenda we had talked about was that we're going to have discussion and hopefully appoint the Board of Fire Engineers on the 7th.
Right.
Yep.
But we asked for a letter to go out to the Board of Fire Engineers, and we talked to Mike on Friday with the town manager when we were over there giving the tour. He hasn't received that yet, so I would ask for a letter to go out to the Board of Fire Engineers, to each of them, and ask them if they want to be reappointed, if they want to be considered to be reappointed, and a separate letter to Mike Dwyer's email. This usually could all be emails. Ask Mike Dwyer if he could post something and inform the rank and file.
All the members of.
That if anybody's interested, get a hold of Mary, because I don't want to put that off.
So when is our due date on that?
Wednesday before the meeting. Yep.
Wednesday at noon. which would be the 17th, which would be the 16th, 15th, 14th, it's like the 12th. 11th. We want them in,
Today's the 2nd.
we want anything in from the, we're not assuming anything, so if we don't have any letters from the,
That's pretty quick feedback.
All right, say that, you lost me. So what day do we have to appoint them?
oh, the
Seven-
7th.
17th.
Oh, we don't have to appoint them anytime in April.
Yeah, anytime
But
in April.
we mentioned last week, meeting, that we were going to do it on the 17th, and I said, we need to tell these people. I want it to be open and transparent and all that kind
Right.
of stuff. So,
Yep.
we want to send a letter to the Board of Fire Engineers and ask them if they want to be considered as appointment, and then get something out to the rank and file, and Mike Dwyer would know how to do that. If anybody else would want to be considered, they have to have their, their consideration letter, or whatever you want to call it, in to us by April 11th by noon.
Does a member of the board, I'm just playing devil's advocate, have to be a member of the fire department?
No,
So we're sort
it
of,
can be anybody.
narrowing down our search so that they don't necessarily need to be on the fire department.
No, right? They don't.
No.
We've made that determination years ago.
I believe that's true.
So,
So-
however we get out, I would send it to Mike, because that's the people who
You
wanna
would
do
think
it.
would be interested,
Yeah,
yes.
And then send it out to anybody else how we always do it, however we send things
On
out.
the website, we could say, anybody that would like to
Yep.
be considered.
Yep,
Okay.
but it needs to be done sooner than later, because it's next week. 2 weeks.
Is that it?
What's today, 7? But it's like next week that they have to have it in, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
meeting's in 2 weeks, but it's,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Jen?
Just a different subject, we can deal with that conversation.
You need a microphone. Sorry.
I apologize because I was a little late. You may have already discussed this, but did Selectmen, were you aware of the damage at Mill Pond over the weekend? And do you know if the police have been contacted about it?
I am aware, but the chief,
He's
is
on
away,
vacation.
and he'll be back tomorrow, and I had planned on having a discussion with him tomorrow about it. Yep, because it was not there on Friday, because all three of us were there on Friday.
Yeah, it sounds like it was over Easter.
Yep, so we're gonna actually have a conversation about it.
Thank you.
So, continuing future agenda, this is just housekeeping stuff. I think we have a right of first refusal that we need to at least discuss, schedule according to our policy at the next meeting.
Correct. Mike, is that
It's in the
all,
correct form.
all okay?
Yes, all the notice containing all the required forms.
Okay.
And today I got the affidavit, that it was sent to all the parties.
And all the town entities.
Have any town committees or anything expressed any
It
opinions?
was only delivered to us on the 28th.
Right.
So, I know the planning board will probably take it up tomorrow. I know that the open space is discussing it on Wednesday night.
Okay.
So we'll have it on that agenda, correct?
That'll be on the 17th.
Right. The other thing, obviously, we need to finalize the motions. That's all I have.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you and good night.
He's just looking at pictures of the pipes that I have.